Okay, I think we are live, so I'm just sure. Not correct. Okay, now we are all set up, and I believe we're ready to go. So, good morning, everyone. Today we are going to be going through some logic for setting up inbound lead processing for Pipedream. So, for those not familiar with what Pipedream is, it is a platform very similar to those like Make or Zapier, Innate, all of these. The key thing that is different though with this is that Pipedream is set up primarily to be for developers and very development intensive. So a big value add here is say for if there isn't logic built out already for say here I have this function that I have made for forwarding an email to a rep, I can just write some custom code in JavaScript or Python and it works with any npm install package for JavaScript or any pip package for Python. So then you can write custom logic. And this is very valuable too. If you want to use, say, an LLM package like Instructor, Miroscope, or anything for structured outputs, you can then run these customs within the browser and then make automations like this. So generally, the flow that I have been working with recently for this pipeline is the client has two incoming pathways. One is forms get filled out on their website and they want to capture these leads, but they also get a lot of spam. And previously, I had it set up where there'd be an LLM decider saying, is this spam or not? And if so, we would filter it out directly by the LLM provider. This works, but sometimes leads will get missed, and that kind of goes against what we're trying to get done because any missed lead is a big deal. And the best way to do this would be to constantly update it with examples of good or bad leads. And it's kind of hard to set this up depending on your client. The secondary issue too is some people we were running into issues were just lazy in filling out the form, and they wouldn't put anything in the description or the title. And this obviously looks like spam, but they were actually real clients. But there's no way to really account for this in an LLM type logic. So the flow that we have decided to move forward with is if a new email comes into the form or within a direct email to the sales team, we just um, automatically, if there isn't an active inquiry open, we just send a first email out, and then the flow for deciding whether we add the person into their CRM for further follow-ups is just do they reply to these follow-up emails? Because we send three of them each day to then determine if to keep following up with them to try to get them to respond. But the core idea here is that the first email that goes out to someone that doesn't have an active inquiry is automatically just this simple one. And if they reply, they're most likely a real person. If they do not reply, it was likely spam or something like that. And this then allows for doing vetting without having any of the as much slipperiness around that. So the general full flow is if the person is within their CRM of Copper, we will get the Copper rep or the rep assigned to that lead and forward the email to them directly. So then the rep is able to quickly go in and continue the conversation. And if the person is not within the CRM, they will get that first email. And when they respond, they get added to the CRM and then have the head sales rep get the email forward to them as their lead response. And each day at a set time, we go through and for each email, if it's in the follow up one phase, we will send a secondary follow up. If it's in the follow up two phase, we'll send a third follow up. And if in this check, three emails have been sent, we then mark the email as spam and then just say move on to the next one. And this then gives a very human like feel to the process of spam filtering and allows for you to directly be involved rather than having an LLM get the process fully done. Right now, we are running into a few issues. First, Pipedream is not the greatest in the sense that it doesn't let you have direct control over a lot of things, like, say, when the email was sent, or some of these. There's a lot of workarounds you have to do within Pipedream to get things to work exactly as you want, and that is what we are going to be working on today. The first big issue that we have been having is when we forward this email, it doesn't have all of the emails from the thread. So this being the mainly the form email is missing. So we are going to go through here and see what is going on. And the process here is essentially I have an event we're going to play through. I believe, let me look at direct email to orders. We need to go and we're just going to test out this event. I'm going to build with that event. So then here we see we have this email, the decoded content. Hi, my cell is this, blah, 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 blah. For Jose, we don't really need to know his name. But the core thing here is when we forward this email, the rep is saying that he's not getting everything there. So, key thing here is the initial email that comes in we have over here. Let's also just some build from this as well. Build essentially lets you load in this event and walk through it and edit things as you go. So when let's also go into their Gmail. I will open this up in a different window. You guys will not be able to see it because I don't want to show all their mail. But essentially, what is going on is I am looking for this guy's message. Okay, so it looks like we actually have something working. This is working properly where it is showing the form details, but we are not getting them from this. So it looks like everything's actually showing up. So I need to send a video off to the sales rep at this company to just be like, hey, it looks like we are getting this properly. So that is a yay moment. So big thing we need to do though is over here in this, I believe. Yeah, so it's like we need to get the full value of a lot of this stuff, but we're not getting it. Okay, so I think that is everything. So I'm going to need to do that, but it's not inputting the data properly into Copper. So I think the get form is done. So now we need to fix the detail extraction of the form. So we're just gonna copy, going to need that. So we just need to get the original message ID. So essentially here we're going to make a function that doesn't send this response, doesn't even encode it. So I think the best way to set this up right now is oh, excuse me. Um, we're gonna get all the email content because they want to have that on the details of the copper object. I think that's how it's set up. Let me go check my internal task processing. Not sure if anyone is here. You are. Thank you. Thank you for coming to hang out. So yeah, the big thing here is we don't want to encode it because we're going to just use this as that. Okay, so there we go. We have the email content like that. And then we just need to return that like let's just test that. The get form, extract form details, right? Could we like, so I need to go into here and just first see old copper code. Okay, so first things first, add to copper. We need to set this up to have that details be the email content. Actually, we're going to adjust this to be the details are that. Comment out all of that. And what do we need from the form details? So it's gonna get gross. So we have to get the herd from. Okay. Thread ID. We get all of them. Okay. Like, okay. Well, we can. All right, we're gonna make a Python node. We're gonna use Miroscope. And we're gonna use LLM to generate. They have their OpenAI key set. It's sources. Data. Miroscope. We're just gonna see how this works. We'll just go to docs, alls. Okay. Um, OpenAI PT dash F4. Um, just gonna pull this out so we don't have to keep going back because we got a lot of this shit to do. Um, yeah, this like prompt template from Metascope. I really don't like. It doesn't make sense. I'd rather just format it myself. Like it's doing like a lead extraction system of prompts is equal to that. Makes so much more sense than like whatever the fuck that does. But damn, system for now. We don't need any of that. And no content there. Need extraction response. One thing I would definitely recommend to people is to name your responses very clearly so you know what is what. So much of AI is just best practices around putting things where they actually should go so that when someone gets there or an AI reads through your system, there's a very clear idea of what is going on. And yeah, so let's now run that. Then let's just now. All right, now let's just test it and see what happens. Why aren't you working? All right, we need to make a literal. Mm, mm. From enum import. We're just going to use instructor because this is not working. I don't know if it's supported yet here. Field. Really, we want field though. I need to track it. Yeah, let's test it again. I get some I don't know, I just want to just need to go back way more to see how I did it in the past. Like here in November, right? Back if spam. No, what did? I use. Yeah, love and a hard cut API key in, but it's life. I think I shared the whole thing, but oh man, gotta love going through doing debugging. 305 332. Is that correct? Go down into their email. Feels right. Looks good. Um, okay, so this should extract the details. All right, so now we need to add the copper. Should we copy that path? Yeah, track it. So I don't know why it was erroring, but whatever. And we need to go back into note and get the phone. It should be very similar to the. Um, okay. Okay, let's just deploy it. Right, and the last thing is record video real quick. Hopefully Loom allows me to record while I'm doing this. I should probably pause the stream to do that. So going to, I think, pause. Can I pause? It's alerts. Um, be right back. Okay. Hey, Tony, just wanted to ask a quick question about some of these things that have been forwarded to you. So like say here for this, yeah, that one hasn't been forwarded to, but like here, it's been forwarded to Tony. If you look here, like email one of two, we have the form here. If you click the dots to open it up, um, I think this is good. Just let me know if this isn't showing up or something, but I believe this is set up properly already. Okay. All right, and we're back. Had to do that quick loom video. Whoa, we had a viewer. Oh, wow. Thank you, everyone, has shown up. You can stream while you work. It's a wild ride out there. Just be a good idea just to have like background music playing. Oh shit, I haven't been recording this at all, so I'm gonna have to download it from YouTube, which is doable, but gotta remember to start record. All right, now the last thing is hmm, so if I do, all right, maybe I think that would work, just older than 1 day, everything. All right. Then I think that's working. I think the logic is good, so we can just trigger that. Let's configure every to be every 3 hours. Uh, okay, so essentially this trigger now will run every 3 hours. If there's any active emails that are older than 1 day, it will then go in and then we go back to here. It sends over the webhook to the process follow-up email. We should see a bunch of new ones. Oh, and it found, no found, is follow-up one, follow-up two, remove follow-up two. Let's see. Okay, so I think that is all of the pipe dream fixes. So to summarize what we have so far, frozen or not, but summarize what we've done so far is essentially every time a form comes in, it gets marked as a form. We extract the details. We check if that person is within the CRM. If it is in the CRM, we forward to the rep that this person has reached back out. If this person is not in the CRM, we send that initial email, mark it as active and follow up one, which means we have sent out the first follow up email. Then every 3 hours, we will then go find all active follow up emails and send out, if it's older than a day, we will send those processing emails. And if there is a direct email to the um, sales email, it will check if the person is in the CRM. If it is in the CRM, it forwards it to the rep. If it is not in the CRM, it checks to see if there's an active email inquiry chain. If there is, it then processes that into the CRM and forwards it to the head rep. If it is not, it then sends out the active email chain to then say, hey, are we done? Or are we ready to go? Can we work with you? And to try to vet out this person as well. So, yeah, that is right now for Copper. And yeah, thanks for tuning in.